All right, good evening, folks. Councillor Day has arrived, and we are all set and ready to go. Monday, December the 5th, already 6:30 p.m. This is our public hearing. Looking for approval of our agenda?
Move approval.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. There is a statement to be read, so bear with me, folks, while I open this one up. The public hearing is convened pursuant to Section 890 of the Local Government Act to allow the public to make representations to Council respecting matters contained in the following proposed bylaw. Colwood Land Use Bylaw number 151, 1989, Amendment number 151, text amendment for CD 21 zone for 333 Wale Road. Every one of you present who believes that your interest in the property is affected by the proposed bylaw shall be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard or to present written submissions respecting matters contained in the proposed bylaw. None of you will be discouraged or prevented from making your views known. However, it is important that you restrict your remarks to matters contained in the proposed bylaw. When speaking, please commence your remarks by clearly stating your name and address. Function of council at this public hearing is to listen rather than to debate any merits of the proposed bylaw. After the public hearing has concluded, council may, without further notice, give whatever effect council believes proper to the representations made at this hearing. Please be reminded that after the hearing, there is no further opportunity to speak to council about the proposed bylaw. Your opportunity is now. So with that, I would like to open the hearing for bylaw number 1657, Colwood Land Use Bylaw number 151, text amendment CD 21 zone for 333 Wale Road. Members of the public.
Good evening, Your Worship, councillors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tony James of KPL James Architecture, 519 Pandora Avenue in Victoria. Windy here. Maybe it's just me. Just like to introduce most of our project team is here tonight. We're so excited about this project, we couldn't keep them away. First, my client, Omar Lalani, the president of Trillium Communities, who develops seniors residential communities throughout the region and Up Island. Omar is also the owner of the existing West Shore Lodge on the adjacent property, along with a little annex along with it, alongside it. And Trillium also is the majority owner of the adjacent strata lot where the strip center is and the lodge and so forth. Also here is our landscape architect, Carol Russell of Small and Russell. We're not all going to speak, just in case you have detailed questions or anything like that. Also, Al Hurley of Herald Engineering is doing all our civil design. From Dur West, who are the project managers and construction managers, Carl Novak and Taylor Holmes, and my partner, Brian Kapuscinski. So I'm sure we're all familiar with the site. It's a very irregular piece of property, which has caused us some challenges, which we think we've risen to. It's irregular in topography as well, a lot of different level changes and so forth. Existing site services that we have encountered and will need to rebuild. We're working closely with engineering and planning to sort all that stuff out. We're proposing basically a retirement village here. In fact, we're proposing to call the project West Shore Village. A seniors project which consists of the first phase, which is the blue portion on the left, which is a 6-story building. The main floor is all amenities and community facilities, 5 residential floors above that. And immediately to the right, in the kind of the rose color, is a possible second phase for an additional 40 units for a total of 100 eventually. We're bringing our main driveway in from Wale Road. It'll go through the site to a center turnaround and drop off to a new main lobby, which will connect ultimately all 3 buildings, all on the same level, so there's no grade changes or steps or anything like that internally. We're also working with the CRD in terms of what improvements we can make for the adjacent piece of their property that touches on ours. We've talked about cleaning up some of the brambles, planting new trees, and that kind of thing, and that's an ongoing discussion. Oops, sorry. Just above the first phase, that light blue portion, we have, because of the lack of space for landscaping, we're taking every advantage we can. I mentioned contributing to the Goose property. We're proposing on top of that piece of building that projects out there a green roof. Immediately adjacent to it and above it, we've designed a series of outdoor patio spaces in terms of outdoor rooms that can be an amenity for the residents of the existing building as well as the new one. And our driveway is proposed to go through to the adjacent property and connect eventually Wale Road all the way to the Island Highway. And again, we're working with engineering folks on sorting that out. I'll just go very quickly through the floor plans, and then this is just part of the basement under the first phase, which mostly is storage space of lockers for the residents as well as service spaces for the building. This is the main floor. In the bottom right, you can see the drop-off and turnaround off the driveway to the new lobby, which connects to the West Shore Lodge, which is on the above portion of the screen. In the existing lodge on the lowest level, which is the same level as our new main level, we're basically rebuilding the existing kitchen. We're expanding it and bringing it up to snuff, as it were. It's going to be going into where the current dining room is. The dining room will be moving into the new building, so there'll be a new dining room for 120 people. Also on the main floor, a number of amenities, a hair salon, a little fitness space, library, a tuck shop, coffee shop, those kinds of facilities. Also in the existing building in the top right-hand corner be a considerable amount of expanded scooter storage. And then this is the typical floor plan for the residential floors, so 5 identical floors here, 2 two-bedroom units per floor, and the rest being one-bedrooms. They're all designed as fully self-contained units. This is independent living, so they all have their own kitchenettes, they all have their own bathrooms, they even have a washer-dryer in each suite. The 2-bedroom units are designed as totally adaptable for people who are in wheelchairs. This is similar to all of the other Trillium community projects throughout the region. And you can see that green portion on the top is the green roof over the projecting dining room. This is just another view of the project looking from the southwest on Wale Road. And the first rendering again here looking southeast, I guess, on Wale Road. Anyway, that's a very quick once-over lightly of the project, and obviously I haven't touched on everything, but I hope I've hit most of the highlights. We've had considerable consultation with neighbors, with the existing residents, people across the street, people in the rest of the strata, particularly the daycare and others who have concerns if there's more traffic. We've had Watt Group do a number of studies as to parking, traffic flow, that kind of thing. And that's all on file, I believe, with your staff. I guess what we really hope for here is your positive support for this project, which ultimately will be a very, very exciting, we think, community asset for this part of Colwood. Thank you very much for your attention.
I will open it to members of the public to come forward and make comment, questions.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. I'm Ken Clapham, the owner of the adjoining property at 1830 Island Highway. I was the original contractor, developer for West Shore Lodge. I'm quite familiar with Strata 5159, which this is adjoining. The only concern that we have had is how the through road is going to be connected to our existing parking lot. Previous, as some of you may recall, we had a side road over the side of the Galloping Goose to Whale Road, which eventually was taken away, which was a good move because it became a racetrack thoroughfare. Now, we don't want this little road they have to become that, and Omar has made it clear that he doesn't either. So there's some details to be worked out about that. But other than that, I have no problems with the project. I support it. I think it's going to be a good thing for the community. And provided we don't lose any of our existing tenants' parking and allocations under the City of Colwood off-street parking bylaw, I don't have a problem with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of public? And looking, oh, good.
My name is Nancy Hughes. I'm the owner of the daycare that's adjacent to that property, Children of the Island. The only concern I have with the through road right next to the property is the safety and security, because our outdoor play space is right in front of that road that would be contouring the building, and having traffic going through there could be a bit of an issue for our licensing, for daycare licensing, just because of the safety and security of the children at that point. Because there's no through road right now. We're a dead end right now. For the end of the parking lot, we're tucked away. Having cars driving through there is what's making me a little bit nervous for the safety of the kids. That's it. But if we can work together with Omar and figure that out, I'm okay, as long as it doesn't impede on our business, obviously.
Any other members of the public? Certainly, to the microphone.
Yeah, those points that just raised about traffic and the driveway and so forth, we've taken that very seriously, particularly the daycare, because obviously we care about children too. They grow up to be seniors, right? We're currently realigning. We have realigned the driveway already to move it further away from the end where it was originally shown, close to the daycare. We're moving it elsewhere on the site to keep it as far away as possible. As I mentioned, we had the Watt Group do some study on traffic and how much more cars we're going to be adding to the flow there, and it's very low. I think they worked it out to something like potentially another 6 cars per hour. And it was also suggested that maybe the driveway should be one way to, if that would be an improvement. We looked at that too, and basically all that would do really would, frankly, speed traffic up on a one-way versus a two-way. We're not losing any parking on the existing site. Again, that's part of the current rejigging of the driveway that we're involved in with the neighbors and with the rest of the team.
Good, thank you. Any other members of the public? Anything to follow up? Last chance. Anything that council has at this time? Close the public hearing then, folks. Looking for adjournment. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.